There's something called the patriarchy. It's been around for quite a long time, and you know, if the patriarchy don't know about something, they tend to not want to talk about it because they don't want to seem silly, or they don't want to seem like they're saying the wrong thing, and so it just isn't talked about. And what we're trying to target is young people who don't have access to any imagery other than pornography, and say, look, here's a range of vulvas, this is what they look like, because it's damaging both for people with penises and vaginas. You know, they're getting misinformation. The big myth, and the one that perpetuates for a lot of people, is the fact that the clitoris is tiny, nobody can ever find it, it's, you know, the size of a pea, when actually the clitoris is about 8 centimeters long, and all we see on the outside, the glans clitoris, is about, I'd say, 1/7, 1/8 of the whole size of the organ. And the minute people see it, they're like, oh my God, what's that? Like, it's one of the organs of the anatomy that's just not been researched. The first ever medical research into the clitoris was in 1998. And that's just insane. It's like, you know, it's 20 years ago. The rest of the body has been studied for hundreds and hundreds of years. And I think that, again, it's because there's a lack of interest, because it's what's classified as a female-only organ. And we want to educate people that, you know, it's so incredibly important for everybody to know about it. Yes, for pleasure, yes, absolutely, that is a core part of it, but also just so you understand your own body. A big myth is that vaginas are dirty, that they need to be washed, they smell really bad, and that's just not true. And I think that partly it's perpetuated by the feminine hygiene industry. It's perpetuated by this myth that everything should smell like freesias and ocean spray and like potpourri, when it absolutely shouldn't. You know, your armpits don't smell like potpourri or flowers. And yes, fine, we use deodorant on our armpits, but you should absolutely not be spraying deodorant on your vulva. Absolutely, one of our missions is to be LGBTQ+ inclusive and intersex inclusive. I think that the big myth that we want to debunk is the fact that not everybody with a vagina and a vulva is a woman, and vice versa, not every woman has a vagina and a vulva. And we want to be almost like a community centre for the community to come down and be able to have those discussions together. We've got loads of different people on our advisory board who are really helping us to understand, because it's really important to ensure that everyone's equally represented. And I think especially in the transgender community and the intersex community, that they're represented equally, because they've always been represented as a minority when they really need to be raised up. Gum clinics are being closed down across the country. Youth centres are being closed down. There's like less and less places for people to go to get this information that isn't like by a teacher formally in school. And so if the curriculum doesn't upgrade itself, then we're here to hopefully help.